Welcome to the part 2 of the chemical kinetics. In this part 2, we will going to discuss about the elementary and complex reactions, pseudo first order reactions which are called the pseudo first order reactions, integrated rate equations and for zero and first order, these two integrated rate equations, and the half-life period. So these are the concepts that we discuss deeply in the second part now. So example. So elementary reactions and complex reactions. Example, if you take it hydrogen iodide dissociation, it will be giving the hydrogen and iodine directly, immediately in one step. But in some reactions are there like KClO3 6FeSO4 plus 3H2SO4 gives rise to potassium chloride, ferrous sulfate and water. So to take this reaction, it may not be completed in one step. So it may be taken 2 or more than 2 steps. So any reaction which it takes in only a single step, those reactions we are calling it as the elementary reactions. Otherwise, if the reaction takes place in 2 or 3 steps, that is called the complex reactions. So they may ask the difference between these two. But so elementary reactions are only single step. So no mechanism is very simple. But complex reactions mechanism, it is very difficult. So example, some examples are there. And one more is also there, pseudo order reactions. Pseudo order reactions means, suppose if you take this reaction, so these are the reactants KClO3, FeSO4 and 3 times of H2SO4. If you write the order of the reaction means rate law. If you write down rate law is equal to concentration of K into concentration of KClO3 and concentration of FeSO4. How many times we have to rise? 6 times we have to rise. And concentration of H2SO4 we have to write down 3 times. KClO3 only 1 time. So from this rate law or rate equation, we can come to know the order of the reaction. If you find out the order of the reaction, it is nothing but X plus Y plus Z. So what is this one? Total is 10. So generally the order of the reaction is 10, but actually it is not order of 10. It will follows only the second order. So you may ask, how can we find out that order of the reaction? Generally 1 plus 6 plus 3, theoretically we may know that it is the 10th order. But practically, experimentally, they found that it is the second order reaction. That means original order of the reaction and experimental values, they are different. The reactions which are showing the one order and following the another order, those type of reactions we will call it as pseudo first order reactions. Example, one more example also we can take it. So another one, H2O, copper sulfate and H2O. If you add it, you will get that one, copper hydroxide and sulfates and water, all these things. If you find out the order of this one, rate law is equal to K into concentration of copper sulfate and concentration of water. If you find out the order, so copper sulfate 1 time, H2O is also 1 time. So total its order is second order. But actually, experimentally it is showing that it is following the first order reaction. How, sir? Generally water in excess, if it is there, then we will take that concentration is unity. That concentration we will take it as 1. So 1 means R is equal to K into copper sulfate, you will get only rise in power 1. So its order is first order reaction. This type of actually second order, experimentally first order it is showing. This type of reactions we will call it as pseudo first order reactions. So these are the some examples. So pseudo first order reactions and again elementary and complex reactions. So now one more example. Whenever the reactions are carrying so we will see that example is, one more example, hydrogen peroxide reacts with iodine ion in alkali media, that is sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. It will give the water and iodine. Actually it shows that it is a bimolecular, two molecules, that is bimolecular reactions are there. But it is so which order? Actually it shows the second order, but actually it is showing the first order. While writing this one, it is the complex reaction. When complex reactions are taking place, whatever the step is there, example, to find out the mechanism of this one, hydrogen peroxide, first iodine reacts and forms the water and the oxide of iodine, IO dash, IO minus. It forms the oxide of iodine. Again, further H2O2, this further oxide of iodine reacts with hydrogen peroxide, then it will give the H2O and I2. So that means it is going on, taking place in the two steps. But so whenever they are taking place, these reactions we are calling it as the complex reactions. So complex reactions order is explained by means of the step which is going to be very slow. The slow steps in a mechanism, reaction mechanism, that slow step we are calling it as rate determining step. So rate determining step is nothing but the step which is forming very slowly. So already we know that formation of this one is slow. How can you say, sir? In the beginning, what will happen? Hydrogen peroxide reacts with iodine. Iodine reacts with hydrogen peroxide and forms slowly water and hydroxide of iodine. Then, once it forms the oxide of iodine, immediately it will react H2O, hydrogen peroxide. It will form water and iodine very quickly. So, out of these two steps, this step is the rate determining step because which is a slow step. Already we know that in a race, okay, that means 600 meters, 1000 meters or 2000 meters race, some team relay games. So the team winning is mainly depend upon the person who goes slowly. If he runs slowly, then they cannot win. So that means they will only the rate determining step. So the slowest step is called the rate determining step. So rate determining step, rate will be depend upon the slowest step in a chemical reaction. So we learned that one. Elementary reaction means which are taking place in one step. Complex reactions means which are more than 2 steps or 3 steps. And in the complex reaction, the rate determining step is nothing but the slowest step on the reaction. And pseudo first order reactions. So pseudo means appearance. Appearance, they appear the one order, but they will follow the another order. Those reactions we are calling it as the pseudo order reactions. If it is showing the second order, but actually experimentally, if it is showing the first order, those reactions we are calling it as the pseudo first order reactions. Now we will see integrated rate of equations for zero and first order reactions. Yes, already we discussed about the elementary and complex reactions, pseudo first order reactions and rate determining step. So now we will go for the integrated rate equations for zero and first order reactions. So what are the integration of mathematics children? They can know very well. Okay. So which are called the differential rate equations or integrated rate equations. Already we know that okay, rate is equal to or rate law is equal to K into concentration of the reactants raised to the power of their stoichiometric quotient. Okay, this rate is nothing but change in the concentration of reactants by time taken. Okay, since it is the reactants, we will take it as minus. So these are called the differential rate equations. Differential rate equations. So the concentrations depend on the rate is called the differential rate equations. So we can know that this is nothing but the K into R to the power X. Okay. So these are mainly depend upon the rate of the concentration of the reactants. So now how to find out the integrated rate equations? For zero order, first we will see zero order and then afterwards we can know the first order reaction. So now you want to make it as a zero order. What is the meaning of that? The concentration of the reactants should become zero. Should become a zero. So now we know that, okay, change in the concentration of the reactants by change in the time is nothing but the K into concentration of R raised to the power 0. Already we know that R raised to the power of 0 is nothing but it is equal to 1. For 0 order, it is equal to 1. Therefore, the equation becomes minus d into R by dt is equal to K. R, it can be written, this minus if you take it that side, that is equal to dr, that is change in the concentration of is equal to K into dt minus. Here minus we have taken, we are writing here minus K dt. So this is the zero order reaction relation between the K and the concentration. Now you have to find out the integrated rate equation. If you integrate on both sides, doing the integration on both sides. When you are doing the integration, the symbol we know it. Okay, change in the concentration integration is equal to minus integration of K into dt. But here K is constant. For constant K is integration value is the same only. So it can be written as integration of change in the concentration is equal to minus K into integral value of dt. Now, already we know that concentration integration is nothing but the concentration of the reactants only, R value only, is equal to minus K into, what is the dt is equal to T only. So, the form we are getting this one. When we are doing the integration, we will use a constant that is to be added, that is the I, is the integrated constant value, constant of the integration. So, this is the equation we got after integrating. So, these values we have to compare now to calculate the K value or I value. We will use comparing the same equation in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. C is the constant, okay, and m is slope, is nothing but it is equal to minus k, and y value is the concentration, x value we have to take it as the t. Okay, suppose if you draw a graph between the x values and y values. So on y values we will take the concentration, and on x values we will take the time taken. We will take the time taken. If you draw a graph between these two, okay, whatever the equation we got it, we will get a straight line where it is passing through the y-axis, where it is meeting this point is nothing but the concentration of initial value. Okay, now let us discuss this value. R is equal to minus Kt into plus I. If you know the I value, if you calculate the I value, then we can calculate the K value. Suppose I value, how to calculate? Suppose let the concentration of the reactants in the initial stage, that is R0, if it is 0, for R0, initial concentration is 0, R0, and initial time is also equal to 0. Means, so what is the meaning of this? That means in the beginning of the reaction, when we add the reactants, so that means concentration, whatever the concentration is there of the reactants, that we are taking as the R0 value, that is initial concentration. At the time, whatever the time is taken, that should be the 0. At the beginning, no time taken. After reaction takes place, then the time also will changes. Suppose if you take these two values, initial concentration R0 and the time is 0, you substitute these two values in the equation. That means concentration of reactants is equal to R0 and the time is equal to 0 if you take it. Then from this one we can find out the I value. Substitute these values in this equation. R means R0, initial concentration, is equal to minus K into time is 0 plus I. From this value, minus K into 0 is 0. Therefore, I is equal to R0. So, this is the value we got it. I is nothing but the initial concentration. Substitute this value in this equation. Substitute this I value in this equation. What the value it becomes? R is equal to minus K into T plus R0. minus k into t plus in the I value r0 if you substitute, you got this equation. That is from this one, calculate the value of k constant. So minus if you bring it, this value to this side, that is kt is equal to concentration initial value minus r value concentration by this is t k is equal to minus r0 initial minus final by t. This is the formula to calculate the k value for this zero order of the reaction, because this value we got it from for the zero order reaction only. So k is equal to for zero order reaction r0 minus r by t, initial concentration minus final concentration by time taken. So this is the value k. So this equation we will use it for half-life period also. So for the zero order, what is the integrated rate equation we got finally? K is equal to concentration of initial minus final by t. This is the formula we will use it. So the same formula we use it. Let us see for the half-life period, half time. What is the meaning of half-life? Suppose one concentration we have taken 100 grams of HCl. We have taken the concentration moles per liter. Okay, concentration we have taken. Suppose how much time it will take to become half of the original concentration, half of the original value. That time we will call it as half-life time period or half-life or half time, T half. We will write down T half. So original concentration में से कितना time लगेगा तो आधा होने के लिए, that time we will call it as T half. So that means T half we will use it. Generally, suppose if you take it as the initial concentration is R0, so final concentration कितना होना चाहिए? इसमें half. That means concentration of R0 by 2. So this is the final concentration. This is the initial concentration. Whatever the time is taken, that time we will call it as T half. So T half मतलब है, what is the initial concentration? If it is R0 initial, final value, which is also R0. Final value R concentration is equal to concentration of initial by 2. These two values, if you substitute in this equation, okay, whatever we get the k value, that is called the half-life time period. So let us see. So understood? So initial concentration if it is R0, final concentration how much it should be for taking a half-life time period? R0 by 2. So these two values we substitute in this equation. So that is equal to what we got? K is equal to initial concentration minus final concentration कितना होना चाहिए half-life time period में? R0 by 2 by T. Okay, T you bring it to this side. T means T half. Whatever the time is taken. 1 by 2 is equal to, you substitute, take the LCM to 2 times of R0 minus R0. That means how much you will get? 1 time of R0 by 2. R0 by 2. So T half is equal to, K you bring it to this side. R0 initial concentration by 2 times of K will give us the half-life period of the zero order reaction. So T, this is the formula for zero order reaction. T half is equal to R0 by 2K. R0 by 2K. That is the formula for half-life time period for zero order reaction. So two reaction equations we got. This is called the integrated rate equation. This is called the half-life time period for the calculation of this one. If you know the initial concentration and K value, we can find out the half-life time for a zero order reaction. Understood? I hope that you understood. So otherwise you go through once again the video so that you can understand easily. Now we will go for the first order reaction. So we will in this class we will do only these two order of the reactions. Now, yes, already we know that rate is equal to dr by dt is equal to k into reactants. फर्स्ट ऑर्डर रिएक्शन है तो KR1 होना चाहिए, जीरो ऑर्डर है तो KR0 होता है. दिस इज कॉल्ड द KR. So now bring the values, bring this R to this side, dt to this side. That means minus of dr by R is equal to k into t. Okay. Now integrating on both sides. This minus you bring it to this side also. That is better. You will get the equation dr by r is equal to minus k into t. Integrating on both sides. That means integral value of dr by r. It is in the form of dx by x. Dx by x. Okay. Integral value of dx by x is equal to integral value of dx by x. If it is in the form of this one, it is nothing but the ln x value. That is the natural logarithm of x value. So that is equal to this one. So now substitute this equation. That means after doing this one, this value is equal to natural logarithm of x is equal to, what is the formula for this one? Integration of minus k is nothing is there for integration of dt t or dt. Okay, is nothing but t plus I integral constant I we have to write down. So this is the equation we got it for integration after integration of the first order reaction. Then from this one you have to calculate the I value. So we are using the R is the reactants concentration. It can be written as natural logarithm of concentration of reactants is equal to minus kT plus I. From this again we have to calculate. If R is equal to R0 initial concentration, T is the T0 seconds. If you substitute, that means concentration of R is equal to initial concentration R0 where time is equal to 0. Substitute these two values, what you will get? ln R changes into ln R0 natural logarithm value of initial concentration is equal to minus k into 0 plus I. So minus k into 0 will become 0. Therefore I is equal to natural logarithm value of R0. So this is the value we got it for I. This I value substitute in this equation. I value. So let us substitute the equation. I value in this equation. What we will get, let us see. That means after substitution in the place of R, we are writing down the R0 is equal to minus k into t plus I value is nothing but the natural logarithmic value of R0. Okay, R0. So then, this is R only. R is equal to, this is the value. Bring this value to this side. That means ln concentration of R by ln value of minus ln value of R0 is equal to minus k into t. Okay, in natural logarithmic values, it can be written as natural logarithmic value of R minus R0. Okay, is equal to minus kt. From this one, k value you have to calculate or t value. Okay, so this value, natural logarithmic values we are using. Okay, R by R0 is equal to k into minus k into t. If you use logarithmic values, so what you will get? Minus 2.303. 2.303 value we have to use it to find out the answer. So therefore, kt minus kt is equal to 2.303 into logarithmic value of R minus R0 by kt. So k is equal to R minus value, bring it to this side. K is equal to minus 2.303 log R minus R0 by t. So this is the formula we will get to calculate the first order reaction constant k value. Minus 2.3 log R minus R0 means log R by log R0 also we can write down by t. This is the formula we will get for the first order reactions. Okay, so 0 order and first order reactions we should know it. Okay, R. So minus, you can write down in terms of the log values. Log R0 by R is equal to kt. Also we can write down. Log, this is the values of minus means you can write down in terms of by value. Since logarithmic values are minus means you can write down in the by values. So So therefore, in the last we can say that 2.303 log R0 by R is also equal to KT. Okay. So this is the second question. From this one, if you want to calculate the half-life time period, let us see. So finally, two equations we will write down. Okay. First equation is for zero order reaction, K is equal to concentration of R0 minus R by T. This is the first equation for a integrated rate equation. For a half-life time period, T half is equal to R0 by 2K. That is the half-life time period. For the first order reaction, this is for the zero order. For the first order reaction, okay, that is K is equal to 2.303 log R0 by R. Log R0 by R. So this is the value by T also is there. That is K into T. This is the second order with first order reaction. So T, if you write down 2.303 by T, K is equal to 2.303 by T into log value of R0 minus by R. So this is the formula we got it. For half-life period, okay, we will calculate for this. Half-life period, what will happen? R0 should become half of its original. What are the time taken for this one? Okay. So in this R final, we will write down R0 by 2. That's all is equal to 2.303 by T half. We will write down K is equal to logarithmic value of R0, but in the place of final concentration R0 by 2 we will take it. Okay, then 2 will go up. Then what will happen? These two will be cancelled and you will get 2. Therefore, it can be written as K is equal to 2.303 by T half into logarithmic value of 2. You have to multiply with this logarithmic value of 2. Log 2, already we know that. You should know it, log 2 and log 3 value. Log 2 is equal to 0.3010. That is the value. So in the place of log 2, if you substitute 2.303 into 0.3010 by T half is equal to, so we can write down 0.65693, you will get it, by T half. Suppose in this one, to calculate the half-life time period for a reaction, if you know the K value for a first order reaction, we can calculate. Or from this equation, T half is equal to 0.693 by K is the formula to find out the first order reaction, which is in the first order reaction, T half. So this is the formula for the integrated rate equation. T half is equal to, for the first order, is equal to 0.693 by K. So these are the two formulas, 4 formulas you should know well. Then only you can solve the questions. Half-life time period is over, integral rate equation is over. So integration, where it is there, so log R0 by R value is nothing but the natural logarithmic, integration values of this is equal to natural logarithm of R values, you have to take it. So this is the lesson you have to go through once. Already we know that rate of equation or rate law, that is the order of reaction. To find out the order of reaction, we should write the equation in terms of the rate law or rate equation in terms of the concentration of the reactants. Okay, already we know that one reactants, 1 into concentrations, we have to raise the powers x and y. Order. But generally, zero order means, so K R to the power of the power should be 0. But generally, zero order reactions are uncommon. Okay, but they occur under special conditions. Some examples: enzyme reactions, conversion of invertase, fructose sugars. Okay, all these are comes under the zero order reactions. And one more, sir, how they will depend on the independent concentration, independent of their concentration. They are the zero order reactions. Sir, how it will be there? Some reactions are there which are involved metals as the catalysts. So they are also the examples of zero order. Example, that is preparation of ammonia N2 plus H2 gives rise to 2NH3. Already we know that platinum we will use as a catalyst. Okay, under some special conditions only this zero order reactions will be there. But in the beginning, platinum surface, the surface on the surface of the platinum, what will happen? These gas molecules, hydrogen, nitrogen, they will react and they will form the ammonia. Once they formed the ammonia layer, then under some high pressure, what will happen? Again, these gas molecules, reactants, they will react and form the ammonia gas, but not on the surface of the platinum. That means this formation of ammonia, when the high pressure is there, it is mainly depend upon the concentration of the nitrogen and hydrogen only. Okay, so this type of reactions, that means actually surface of the metal does not takes place in this reaction. So they will form on this layers only, more ammonia will be formed, but there was no actual contact between the surface of the metal. So this type of reactions, extra formation of ammonia is an example of zero order reaction. One more is also there, hydrogen iodide dissociation on gold, Rm, gold catalyst. This is also an example of zero order reactions. So we have to know that some examples of zero order reactions also. That is the most important. So next one more also there. Already we know that the reactions platinum metal, that is order zero means platinum metal, already we discussed. The thermal decomposition of hydrogen iodide on gold surface is an example of another zero order reaction. First order means yes, the reaction reactants order is one, that may be possibility is there, but zero order only we should give a special attention in the examples. So hydrogen iodide decomposition on the gold, it is also an example of zero order. That is formation of ammonia in the platinum as the catalyst at high pressure, but not at the ordinary pressures. So that is also an example of the zero order reactions. Please note it.